Hi Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Welcome to your August 2025 Leo season reading. The cards are already falling out, and the first card out is the Six of Pentacles. This is you taking a look at how you're giving your energy in your life. It's also may be asking you where it is in your life that you can be more generous, and where in your life that where generosity meets charity. Are you, and also how you feel about being given money or given help, given charitable actions. So we have the Death card and the Strength card out next afterwards, and this is you. But this is also your ability to understand how much you can give at different times, and the parts of you that need the strength to be able to support your own self, your own rebirth, your own transformation. And that even if you've given a certain amount of energy at some time, that now the strength and the courage is to say no. The strength and the courage isn't to show up in the same way that you once had. It's being perhaps honest, and that maybe the bravery and the courage and the strength is actually just being honest with the position that you're in right now. But still taking a look at that dynamic of like, yes, that may be brave and strong for you to show up very transparent in this transformation that is occurring based around the energy that you give and receive, and also money. Also, what you value. How much does what you value go to waste or go to the wayside? Or how much do you perhaps overgive to the wrong people? And how much that's actually taking away from your life. And by wrong people, I just mean you may be just used to giving in a way, in the same way, which means you give and it's not really received well. And it's possible that you're devaluing yourself. So for example, if you have your own business or you're starting your own thing, you may need to raise your price. You may need to, but there's this part of you that feels like a tinge of, I don't know, or I'm used to doing it this way. But it's up to you to own that now. For others of you, if you're in a position where you want to receive more and you want to be able to be given more or be more generous with your time and energy, first you have to do that with yourself. You need to allow yourself to understand where you're at right now and move from there, knowing that that's actually the quickest way to go. If you're one of those people that's like, what's just the quickest way to go? Or you like the scenic route, either way is the quickest way to go, depending on the person and the view of what their time and how you like to spend your time and energy. There could be a Leo in your life allowing you to question this, someone that could be holding space for this energy. You could also notice that the dynamics that you're sensing that I've been talking about show up with this person. And for some of you, it may be hard to have to say the thing, but you know where you're coming from. You've had practice, you've learned something, and now it's about utilizing your voice and utilizing what you value in this relationship, in this communication. It's also Leo season. We have Mercury retrograde in Leo. For Scorpio rising, this is in your 10th house. So this relates to the role that you play and perhaps your career. So you're noticing perhaps an imbalance of giving and receiving. And you are now transforming into a place where you feel very secure and confident and strong enough within your sense of self to speak up for your needs, to ask for your needs to be met, or to ask for something, or to direct, or So if you're in more of a boss position or a leadership role, right? It's easy when you're given that permission, but this is about your life. So it's about giving yourself permission to realize when it's important to speak up, when it's important to be able to say how you feel in relationship, being able to be received well. 6 and 6. We also have Saturn and Neptune retrograde in your 6th house as well, interestingly enough. If this is about a romantic relationship, then a conversation may need to be had over... We lost the card. I got it. Conversation may need to be had, and it's been perhaps a long time coming, or a buildup, or something that you hold in a certain way, and it's possibly about your communication and quality time. You might be needing quality time or needing to receive quality time from a partner. If you're single, it seems as though like things are taking their good old time, and as someone who is more of, you're a deep dive, and not that you don't have the tendency to like, you're not sure and move slow. You may be used to things transforming a lot quicker for most of you, and it's okay to let things go slow. They'll either prove to you that it's not meant to be, or that's actually the balance that you need right now, because your energy is being spent in this transformational place. So it's recognizing that you can still be loved and liked and cared for and valued and adored, even if you're not giving so much of yourself. Because you may realize that during this time that who you are and how you show up brings a lot to the table. Also, with the courage to, sorry, my hair is like stuck. Okay. With the courage to speak up, with the courage to communicate in a way that maybe you haven't had the capacity to, or haven't been able to in quite some time, you're able to see that sometimes the slowness of the process in your life is really important. So everyone has it, even people who seem to move quick. There are parts of their life that are slow. So if someone's really in flow in their life, we're going to go to the most like positive extreme. If someone's in flow in their life, it's possible that they really take each moment in the presence, each day, as much as they can with patience and with presence. For people who seem to like really move far with their career or in their love life very quickly, they're on the other end. There are other things that are moving slow. It could be that they've been patient in relationship with one another, which allowed them to grow much deeper. You know, in their career, it's possible that they weren't expecting to. They had maybe expectations, hopes, goals, and a strategy, maybe, but it just seemed to work out in that way, right? And then we can take it in the other extent of, if you're looking to get somewhere, then you're not really in the journey of it. This is about slow and steady right now. Slow and steady, that is what allows you to shine. So a lot of you are really shining too in this change of your career, in this change of your life. And because you're in this transformational phase, while that's happening at the same time, you want it to feel good. You might be getting a lot of compliments. You might be receiving a lot, but you're also giving. And that's why the slowdown is also important, because it's time to absorb that. That's a very important thing to absorb in your nervous system, and allowing you to feel supported and loved and connected to your heart. allowing yourself to feel joy in the day-to-day. All right. Sorry, my nose is a little itchy. And I think a lot of you think about what you might have, or you're feeling. You didn't even think about it. You may be feeling what you may have to let go of at this time. And for a lot of you, it's like I said earlier, is like that expectation of, sorry, there's a hair. Okay. An expectation of yourself. You're coming up against that shadow, probably around the full moon. So we had the Leo new moon, we'll have the full moon on the 9th. And it's in a Leo degree. And you might really see very clearly this part of you that has adversity to slowness in certain ways in your life, meaning you want to rush the transition. You may not even realize that you're trying to rush it. So this is revealing to you that through this slow pace, through this day-to-day action, this day-to-day care, regular basis, you're now able to understand more about yourself at this time and not just assume or expect the other versions of yourself to show up in this way. Because what's powerful about your transformation and what you may be going through at this time is that you're being your shadow, and whatever is coming up right now is asking you to transform into the more authentic version of yourself. So if there's been like a layer that you've been working on and seeing from and living through, you're now realizing that the medicine, the antidote, is to slow down, to be with your process, to, if you're in love, to be in love and experience that feeling of being in love, and not just, okay, I'm in love, check, right? It's like being in that experience of your life. And if you're checking out a lot, what actually brings you back into your life, back into your body, back into your heart? What takes you away from your heart? What's the resistance in feeling deeply in that space and living and making decisions from that space and feeling brave enough to really speak about things and speak in a way where you know you're loved no matter what? The moon is saying you've been really sitting with this part of yourself where you're being revealed to what you've been wondering for a while. And the strength and courage you've had to move forward and to communicate to the best of your ability is giving you a lot of energy. But because you don't have necessarily, or you're not in a place where you're necessarily directing that energy, that's what may come through this time, is like somewhere to direct this energy, some kind of offer, whatever it is that you're wanting to do next. Or maybe you're in the incubation phase and you're just kind of testing things out. That around this full moon, you'll, by either the response or the lack of response that you receive, or the care of response that you receive in the communication, it will reveal to you maybe a trigger somewhere in your life where it's learning to love and be attentive to yourself that much more. That what you desire and asking for what you need and really need and or have wanted, you've learned that life is showing you what you need in this pace. And that's what's calling to you through this time, through this moon cycle. And it's allowing you to actually move forward. We have 2 horses on the table as well, and it's moving forward in a way that, again, just isn't necessarily rushing. When your psyche is connecting to your heart, learning to support that on a day-to-day level, meaning, you know, you're healing something that has been a part of the resistance, been a part of the process, been a part of becoming who you are. Your generosity needs to be towards yourself. You may also, for some of you, it could be with a Leo that you have this really major conversation and you may be hoping that it's going to really just shift things for the both of you, but what you don't realize is that maybe it shifts things for you and continues to propel you forward, but they may not be coming forward with you, or vice versa. That their process looks a little different, and what's needed is actually acceptance for both experiences, whether this is romantic or not, a friendship, or even like a parent relationship, just someone you're really close to. That space is needed, and if that feels uncomfortable, that's the shadow of you feeling like you have to control in some kind of way the outcome or how you and this person or this dynamic feels. It's about understanding that it's okay if they're not on the same page as you. It's okay that things are moving at the pace they are, because what you don't realize is like this is the most important thing. It's how we can engage in the day-to-day life, moment to moment, hour to hour, and realize that it's not about necessarily getting to the end or getting somewhere. And in moments, of course, we feel like that, of course. But it's knowing that your life is the process. Your life is this continuous process of who you are and who you're being in these moments. So if all you can do is just really love and appreciate that whatever's coming out of this change or this transformation is that the communication is getting clearer or deeper or more loving, that's enough. It's not attachment to fixing or changing or necessarily getting the love that you want, right? The love that you desire. It's being honest with the place that you're in. And then how this will connect to your ability to create your life moving forward. So we'll get more in depth in the second part, which is in the link below on Patreon. All information to work with me one-on-one is below as well. And we will see you next time, Scorpio.